Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 4 of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. And of course, it is Sunday, so it is also Sketch Sunday. What Crystal and I and Amber are doing on Sundays, of course, is continuing our Sketch Sunday as part of the Off the Board. And you may have seen yesterday that Crystal and I and Sandy and a few of us are continuing the Saturday Scrap Lift series, so the May I Scrap Lift You, that we are doing on Saturdays as part of Off the Board as well. So today's sketch was chosen by Amber. Amber has chosen the last 4 sketches actually, so that is kind of fun. And we have another lovely page maps. So playing with one of my starting points today, this lovely pale, sort of pink, almost on the peachy side cardstock with the pattern paper I had here from Stampin' Up. And if you recall, I had this. So we still have part of that, of course, but the other side, the green, I don't, although there's a teensiest bit here in the leaves. If you remember, I had not put this in for the green at all. I had this very hot pink, which doesn't really go, but used it for this side, and a little bit of the cardstock that I went in here to map my photos. And I also found a larger piece of cardstock, of course, because I had these 6x6 in my kit. So I just took a plate for the big circular element. There are 2 photos, so this will complete my little series of reorganization and spring resetting for this year. I do love doing that. I might do some this summer as well. I usually do. The big circular element. Now you see, if I put it here the way the sketch has it, I find it sort of blends in a bit. So let's maybe, I still have this ink out that I used yesterday. Let's see if that gives us just a little bit here of definition. And yeah, it does. So let's just lightly ink this circle all the way around. And let's just lightly do a touch here on the photos without really even re-inking the blender brush here. Let's just do a teensy bit so that it stands out a little. Oh, I didn't cut that very well, did I? Oh gosh. Oh well. Crooked is as crooked does, I guess. There you go. And this little, I used my notebook edge punch and getting this little item out here as well. We'll need to ruffle that up too and get that there. So I think that does give a little bit of definition. So I'm going to put that down. Let's see here. Try and get that roundabout here with the first photo here. There you go. That looks over a little bit. There we go. There we go. I think that is good. What do you think? Let's get that down before we change our mind. So I'm going to get that here. And there we go. More to get the photo down. And let's get this photo. Should I just line it up at the top? Yeah, I think I probably should. And then we'll see. We'll maybe put something down at the bottom after, because my photos aren't quite the same size. There we go. So that's down. Now, it maybe should have been a little bit more over to the right, but hey ho, there we go. Now, we have some detail up here. It's a fairly simple layout. Get a title here, which I will do. I'm not quite sure what this one, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet, but then we have some circular elements top and bottom with maybe a little bit of stitching. So I think the first thing I want to do with you is decide whether we want to use 1 1/4 or whether we want to use 1 inch. In my mind, I'm leaning a little bit towards the 1 inch. What do you think? Let's try it with the 1 inch. Yeah, definitely the 1 inch. So, I mean, I'm going to keep these. These will be useful for something else, but definitely the 1 inch. Now, I also had taken this paper out on it for another page kit, if you remember, with the bright yellows everywhere. So I don't know whether I've sort of, muddled up that kit. There we go. Those. The pink is too dark, so I think I'll go into, which cardstock do I want? This one? Or the darker? I think it's going to be the darker. What do you think? Yes, definitely the darker. And, I need one more. All right, so let me go off and find that, and let me see if I'm going to do some stitching, find what I'm going to do for the title, and I will be back in a jiffy. All right, my friends, so I got everything down. So I got the photos down, and then I used as we mentioned, I used the 1 1/4 circles, but I needed a little bit of something that was a little more contrasting, that maybe picked up a little bit on the darker color in the flower. So I went into my starting points, and I did have this that I had put aside, and I thought, okay, well, that fits. So I did a 1/4 circle in those two, which I added there, did my stitching lines, and I just got some white floss and got some stitching done there. Then I did punch a third one that I sort of wanted to get in here, but I really didn't like the look at all. Then I thought I would maybe do a larger one here because, you know, things in threes. So I originally felt that I really needed 3 of this pop of color. But then I decided I just really didn't like what it was doing. So left it at the 2 and figure I have the pop of that same color in these flowers, and that will do it. So I still have, of course, some bits left over from this. I went into my field trip, the Schmel Field Trip Alphas, which I absolutely love, and the Doodlebug Design Sunshine as well, which I hadn't been using and I've been forgetting to use. I used them when I first got them on a couple of titles, and then I have forgotten to use them. So I decided on my title, having a good sort, because that is exactly what I was doing. And here I used an upside down J. I mean, it was on the sheet upside down, so it sort of gave me that idea. Leaving it full length, it looked a little bit weird and off, so I just cut it off, and there you go. It just gives a little bit of a whimsy shape to the R there. I had done my inking with you, got my photos down with you, and then I just went in and got these lovely hearts, these puffy hearts that I've had in my stash forever, from Pink Fresh Studios, and picked up in this lovely dusty sort of sky blue and the sort of peachy, a little bit of a darker, but I think it works because it's still in the same tones, and it is fine. And then my journaling is I love a good spring clean and a good spring sort and clean and organize. It's my favorite time of the year for deep cleaning and purging and downsizing. getting all my layouts into albums and my albums reorganized was so satisfying. And my bowls. So there you go. So that sort of finishes that little bit of a series that I did on my little bit of a spring reorganizing. That one weekend I spent doing that. And I feel another weekend coming on very, very soon to do some more of that. So thank you for being here. Of course, the sketch is still up in the corner. Make sure you pop on down below and see everybody who is playing along with Off the Board today. Amber for Sketch Sunday over on Instagram. And we will see you back here again tomorrow. Bye for now, my friends. Thanks for being here.